Hi, I'm Robert Henson. Today we're going to talk about the basics of making a great stock. A great stock starts with essential basic vegetable ingredients. Carrots, onion, celery. I always like to use any type of scrap vegetable that I could possibly use. Today I've got some parsley stems and we'll use some tomatoes. These are just a fundamental of flavors that we always talk about how we're going to build flavors. So this is the first step in building a flavor. There's no peeling, there's no small chopping or anything else. We're going to just do a very large chop with this. And it's going to go in because essentially at the end we're going to take all of this and disregard all of this because all we truly want is nothing more than itself. And an onion. So as you can see, there's nothing special about this. I've cut this large chunks, easier to strain. All we're looking to do is get essentially the flavor of the vegetable. So let's start with our basic foundation, a little bit of olive oil, and our vegetables. I generally like to start with a pretty hot pan because I want to sear the vegetables. The vegetables will actually bring color to the stock and the sauce, and that's sort of what you're looking for. So we'll take this, saute this for approximately 4 or 5 minutes. So let's take our tomatoes, give them a nice quarter cut, set them to the side. As you can see here, we have lobster bodies. We're going to take these and I'm just going to give them a quick whack. We're using lobster, but you can make a vegetable stock if you would like, or beef stock or chicken stock. I love starting my entrees and the things that I do with a great stock because I know essentially at that point it's going to be the base or the pillar of the rest of our food. One of the things I like to do though is I will take this and pull the seeds out of the tomatoes. Just because tomato seeds will actually have bitterness to them. So run your thumb in there, pull your seeds out so you don't get the bitterness of the tomato itself and you get the pulp and not the seed. All right, let's add our tomato paste. Our garlic. Our tomatoes. Let this cook for another 4 or 5 minutes. So as you can see, we're pulling up good color from the bottom. That's sort of what I want. We've got some tender vegetables. Tomatoes are starting to sweat. Vegetables are starting to break down a little bit. Let's add our parsley, or the remainder of our ingredients, minus our water. So we'll add our parsley stems. our shrimp shells, our lobster bodies, about a tablespoon of peppercorn, black peppercorn, and a couple bay leaves. So we'll stir all this in, let the lobster come to a pink consistency. We'll cook the lobster a little bit, and then we'll add our water, reduce our heat, and simmer this for a couple hours until we have a beautiful stock. So our lobster has come to a nice pink consistency. Add cold water to this. About twice that much. And good, all of it. So we'll bring this to a heavy simmer, reduce to a very, very, very light simmer, and let it go for about 2 hours. Okay, as you can see that we've reduced our liquid by half. The stock has been simmering for about 2.5 to 3 hours. We're going to strain it. It's ready to go. It's such a beautiful, sexy stock. I'm very, very excited about using this in an upcoming recipe and video. I want to get all the liquid and try to get as much as possible, but I don't want the sediment of all the lobster body to get in there. So I think we're done. I've used a double strainer just to make sure that we've got nothing in our stock. As you can see, when it's all said and done, we've got this beautiful, sexy stock. Now, couple recommendations as far as making a stock. Never use salt, because you can always salt later, and always start with cold water and let it come up to temperature. Never boil, always a very, very low simmer, and when you think that you've reduced it enough, reduce it by 25% more, because when you reduce it, all it does is intensify the flavor. So I'm very, very pleased with this. This is going to turn into a risotto or a polenta or something of that nature. I'll use half of it. We'll freeze the other half. Just great to have on hand, and very inexpensive to make. With a good sauce, entree always starts with a good stock. So thank you guys so much. I truly enjoy doing this for you guys. Hit the bell for our next notification when we do things. Thank you very much, and God bless.